we never should have erected these barriers for these kids back when we did.
Welcome back to Square Off. That was Mesa's Republican Mayor John Giles saying it's time to do the right thing and undo part of a voter-approved law 16 years ago that bars undocumented immigrants from receiving state benefits. In this case, Proposition 308 on your November ballot would allow undocumented immigrants to pay in-state tuition at Arizona State universities and community colleges. We're taking a closer look at these ballot propositions on the ballot this year. 10 of them. We're going to look at a few of them with Tyler Montague and Don Penich-Thacker. First, any disclosures we need to know, any involvement with any of these propositions?
Not on my part.
I'm proudly biased as the chair of Yes on 308.
Okay, well, we're going to have to start with you.
Okay, let's do it.
Prop 308. This is the only opposition to this prop is coming from SB 1070 author Russell Pierce and the Republican Party. Republican State Senator Michelle Ugenti-Rita has inserted her voice, warning Congress should be handling this, not the state. What's your response?
No, Congress should do something, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't do something. You know, most people don't realize that we put up barriers to these kids, making them pay much higher tuition than elsewhere. But when we ask the public, 2/3 of the public says, well, they ought to pay the same. They've come as kids. They're not responsible for their presence here. They're part of our community. They've been in our schools. I had some in my Boy Scout troop. Okay, they're great kids. And they're just trying to go to college and be self-sufficient and contribute to our economy. And there's no new taxes. This is no cost to the general fund. This is just smart policy. We should let them do this, and we should vote yes on 308.
And that is accurate. The independent reviewers say there is no cost. Okay, you're still up. Prop 309 would expand ID requirements to vote an early ballot and require a photo ID when you vote in person. Supporters say these are common sense requirements to prevent fraud.
You know, they ought to constantly improve the elections process. But if you look at these in the context of why they're on the ballot, it's fueled by election conspiracies from 2020. Unanimously, all the Republican and Democratic county recorders put a statement out against this thing. It's going to make it harder for people to vote. It's going to make it longer for them to count the votes and to go through the verification process. It's going to add costs. So I say no on 308.
All right, going to move on.
309. Yes on 308.
whoa. Freudian. All right. Don, we're going to you. Prop 209, a citizen initiative would lower maximum interest rates on medical debt and protect more of an individual's assets from debt collectors. Opponents say this would raise medical expenses for all consumers.
Yeah, this is one that we want to vote yes on. Basically, the premise is that you shouldn't get kicked out of your house, lose your car, lose your life savings, overpaying the interest on your medical debt. This is a no-brainer. Bankers are opposed to this. Well, sorry, bankers. I think Arizona families deserve to be able to live in a home after they get sick.
Prop 211, a citizen initiative, would eliminate most dark money in state elections. It's opposed by organizations that rely on donors whose identities are not disclosed, which is the definition of dark money. There are concerns from opponents this will put a chill on donations. Your response?
Donations can still be made at any levels by any people or organizations. All this says that if you're a big donor, $50,000 or above for organizations or $5,000 and above for individuals, we just want to know who donated that. So donations still welcome. I'm sure they're still going to flow in, but people have a right to know who is paying for what in our political system.
Tyler.
So, you know, I agree there's some problems here that could be addressed, but you know, when you chill anonymous free speech, you introduce intimidation and retaliation into the mix. And when you're going against a bad person, say Andy Thomas, anyone think that that guy might use his office to go after you? Yeah, so nobody's going to donate. And sometimes important free speech won't happen. So I am sympathetic with both sides, but I think this one's a no.
All right, got to end it there. Please consider this segment an appetizer. I encourage you to do your own reading. On the ballot props, there are 3 others that would put limits on your right to make laws at the ballot box. The most popular one is the one that would create a lieutenant governor. There is no opposition to that initiative. Don Penich-Thacker, Tyler Montague, thank you so much for joining us.